Coming up, the convicted killer now in custody for one of the most gruesome crimes the city has ever seen.
It was a nice mild afternoon, but a little bit of a chill in the air when you wake up tomorrow.
And a coconut cake for the record books? It's beautiful and it's all for charity. New York Live's here with a taste of this sweet story. This is News 4 Now for March 10th. I'm Kay Ingram. Now, first up, we have got to talk about a stunning break in a chilling murder. A twice convicted killer is now under arrest for the death of a woman whose torso was found in the trash in Brooklyn. Investigators confirmed to News 4 that 83-year-old Harvey Marcelin is under arrest and charged with concealment of a human corpse. Public records show Marcelin was convicted of murder back in the 60s and manslaughter in 1986. The woman's torso was discovered last week wrapped in a garbage bag inside a shopping cart in Cypress Hills. Police have not said if this case is connected to the discovery of a human leg that was found this week in the same area. Next, the NYPD is busy with another arrest in a shocking crime, this time on the subway. 48-year-old Christian Jeffers is under arrest and accused of attacking an Asian man with a hammer inside the 14th Street subway station in Chelsea. The 29-year-old victim says he was walking through the station Tuesday night when he saw the suspect arguing with someone. He says he tried to walk around them, but the suspect lunged at him and hit him in the head with a hammer. Jeffers was charged with assault as a hate crime, but so far, it's not clear what led to that charge. And who could do such a thing? Police say this video shows two suspects robbing a mother and toddler in the Bronx. Investigators say the two men pulled a gun on the woman and her 3-year-old son in the lobby of her Kingsbridge Heights building Wednesday morning. Officers say the men demanded her keys, phone, and wallet, then pointed the gun at the toddler's head. They took off in her white Range Rover that you see here. Now, it's not clear if this video captured the moments before or after the incident. Also new, we're now hearing from the Brooklyn man who wandered into trouble while hiking in Arizona last week. Not once, but twice. Phil Vosto did not anticipate how cold it was in the Flagstaff area. He told us he was beat up by high winds while hiking up Humphreys Trail, which leads to Arizona's highest point. Vosto made news after first responders were called out to help him 2 days in a row, partly because of a leg injury, but largely because of the weather conditions.
Even with 4 layers on, it was still, the cold was incredibly biting. It would have been utter foolishness to keep going to the summit.
The lesson Vosto learned? He says if you're going to hike in alpines in the winter, do your research, talk to the locals, hike with a team, and if necessary, wait until the weather warms up. Now, if you want to get a license to sell pot in New York State, a marijuana conviction on your resume will be a big plus. Governor Kathy Hochul has announced that people with a past marijuana conviction will be the first in line for retailer licenses. It's part of a plan to allow communities most impacted by drug laws in previous years to be early business owners in the marijuana industry. Those who have relatives or spouses convicted of marijuana-related offenses are eligible for this. The convictions must have occurred before March 31st of last year. Its aim is to help prevent small businesses from being squashed by competition from big corporations. And in entertainment news, the Tony Awards will return to its usual summer time slot for the first time since 2019. The Broadway League has announced that the ceremony is set for June 12th at Radio City Music Hall. The summer return follows last fall's delayed celebration when Broadway shut down thanks to the pandemic. Tony nominations will be announced May 3rd. And Lincoln Center is getting a brand new public performance space. New renderings of the David Geffen Hall are now out. It'll play host to the New York Philharmonic, among many other shows. During construction, the project has supported 6,000 labor jobs. After construction, it's expected to bring $600 million in economic development for the city.
What you're seeing right out this window is the future of New York. We're going to continue to build, continue to create a legacy that people in the future will talk about for generations to come.
The David Geffen Hall will open this October, 2 years ahead of schedule and on budget.
Hi there, I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Maria LaRosa. A nice looking, good feeling March evening. Temperatures will stay in the 40s after dinner time with mainly clear skies after midnight. Temperatures drop back down into the 30s, but not the big Arctic chill. No big cold air moving in. We'll see a few clouds from time to time, but no precipitation, and that takes us straight through tomorrow morning. Starting off, of course, on the chilly side, 35 degrees at Central Park, but that's more in line with what is average. 30 in White Plains, 31 in Islip and Belmar. Will be down into the mid and upper 20s from Clinton, Sussex, Poughkeepsie, and Monticello. And while a chilly start, it's going to end up another mild afternoon back into the 50s.
It's a special cake that is now helping a good cause. For years, fans have been talking about this one particular coconut cake that was so popular, its creator decided to sell it for a cause. New York Live is here with the inside scoop from the chef themselves.
Harold, it is great to see you. It has been too long.
Very long time. So nice to see you.
Thank you. What have you been up to?
So, you know, the world ended. And so I took a job with Charlie Palmer because restaurants are tough.
Right, so we loved Harold's Meat and Three, and obviously before that, Commerce. So yeah. We know that you make delicious food, and something that we have always loved that you make is your coconut cake, and that you're now doing something really special with it. What's that?
So I stopped making it for years, and then somebody reached out and was like, hey, could you do it? And I was like, okay, I'll do it. But if we're gonna do it, let's do it for a good cause. So we went with Make-A-Wish Metro New York to try and, you know, do some good. I put it on my social media, and people started to be like, hey, I remember that cake, can I have one? Can I have one, can I have one? And it just got a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger. And now we've raised $20,000. Each cake is $100. So I baked the cake on like a sheet tray and cut it out, because when you bake cakes in like the normal cake pans, the edges sort of fry.
I never knew there was pudding in there. That's what it is.
You didn't ask.
I never asked. I just ate. I ate it.
Just try not to get it too close to the edge. I know that seems a little cheap, but when you put the next layer, it smushes out. And I don't like push down on it because I wanted it originally to be like your mom made it, so it's like a little rustic and everything when you cut it. The cream cheese icing, you don't have to be like super concerned that the outside is not like amazingly beautiful on this one, because we coat the whole thing in coconut. So I put it like with abandon, very recklessly. It's the gift that keeps on giving because you keep finding it everywhere. And then the more fun part.
So for everyone that's excited to sink their teeth into some coconut cake and give back to a good cause, how can they get one?
So they go to my Instagram, Harold Moore, and click in the bio, and it's right there.
Well, I'm so happy to see you doing so well, and really
thank you.
Generous you are. Thanks for having us today.
No problem.
All right, if you've got the money, searching for a parking spot could no longer be a problem thanks to technology that's becoming more popular. News 4's Jen Maxfield takes a look at a parking garage that looks more like a vending machine. Check it out.
It's like a vending machine for cars. Pull onto the steel plate, lock your car, take your keys, and your car goes down all by itself to its own shelf.
A lot of people come and they just watch. They're amazed that no one's actually controlling it. It's all automated, and they just can't believe it.
This garage below the Waverly building in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn, has 32 spots stacked across 3 subterranean levels.
From a space standpoint, we can get about 3 times more vehicles in the same square footage as a conventional parking garage.
You can see just how quickly this car elevator moves. We're standing where the cars would go, and the elevator, once the cars are out of their shelves, takes them back up to street level in less than 20 seconds.
You can pay the day rate of $40 or monthly at about $500, but now a new trend. Purchasing a spot at around $150,000.
One of the second questions that they ask after they figure out how many bathrooms are in the apartment, where's the parking?
Car registrations shot up by 25% in the city in 2020 due to COVID and concerns about subway safety. There are more cars, but fewer spots to park them, with restaurant sheds and bike stands on what used to be street parking. Jordan says owning an automated parking spot is also a way to own your time.
Time is our last luxury, so the idea of knowing how long it's going to take, you don't have to wake up extra early to wait for your car, it's a big deal.
Getting the car back is as easy as swiping the key fob on the machine. Watch the car on the cameras making its way back up and drive off. Now, if only rush hour traffic could be this easy. In Clinton Hill, Brooklyn, I'm Jen Maxfield, News 4 New York.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.